The strong employment report creates a bit of an economic puzzle. How can the economy be creating so many jobs and yet there's hardly any growth? Steve Liesman puts the pieces together.
Forget China's confusing economy. The U.S. economy is equally perplexing as investors struggle to understand a huge conflict. U.S. jobs surging and soaring. U.S. growth weak and weakening. How can we create 292,000 jobs in December, as the government reported today, and 2.65 million jobs in all of 2015, but be growing an anemic 1% on GDP? Job growth this strong usually goes along with GDP growth near 4%. GDP this weak means the economy isn't creating any jobs at all. An inventory report from the government released just hours after the jobs number showed less stuff on wholesalers' shelves. That decline prompted forecasters to lower their estimate of fourth quarter growth for the 8th time. CNBC's Rapid Update now sees growth at just 1.2% in the fourth quarter. That's a full percentage point of growth that's evaporated. The most pessimistic on the street, Morgan Stanley looks for paltry GDP gains of just above zero. Some economists are simply ignoring the inventory drag on growth.
When you strip that out, you're left with underlying aggregate demand that's still running at a very nice clip, anywhere between 2 and 2.5%. And I think that's the thing that people should focus on.
JP Morgan said today, when confronted with such a sharp divergence between the labor market and GDP data, we tend to see the labor market data as more informative for future developments. But some economists say the reason is that the relationship between jobs and growth just ain't what it used to be.
The facts are that we need a lot less measured GDP growth than we used to in order to see improvement in the labor market.
That could be true because worker productivity growth has declined, so the economy is less efficient. Whatever the reason, in the world since the recession, a lot has changed about the economy that we used to know. Inflation, interest rates, and growth are all running lower. Now we might have to get used to an economy that can produce jobs, lots of them, but not a whole lot of growth. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Steve Liesman.